Hey babe, let me start by telling you how I've been feeling lately, really laying it all out there with nothing held back. I've reached a point where keeping quiet about my thoughts and emotions regarding you just isn't an option anymore. It's that old saying about honesty. You either let it out or it eats you up inside. Well, I'm choosing to let it out. And trust me, I've been talking about you to everyone I know, casual acquaintances, close friends, even random people who cross my path. I can't seem to contain the admiration I feel when I think about you. In fact, let me be so bold as to say that I find myself going out of my way to bring up your name, to describe every single thing about you that leaves me in awe, and I never sugarcoat a single word of it. There's something deeply real about the way you look, how your presence lights up a space, and how you carry yourself. It's more than just a passing compliment. It feels like a truth that demands to be shared. And when I share it, I get this rush of excitement in my chest. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to do, letting others know that someone as remarkable as you exists in this world. I'm not exaggerating when I say I speak of you with a certain reverence. Reverence might sound like a strong word, but honestly, it's the one that feels most accurate. It's like I'm talking about something sacred, something that deserves the utmost respect and awe. That's how I feel when I see your face, like I'm witnessing a rare work of art that should be appreciated for its unique beauty. And no, I'm not holding back. I'm giving the raw, unfiltered truth about my admiration for you. There's no point in hiding something so powerful, right? Every time I open my mouth to speak about you, there's an intensity that rises up, a sense of wanting to do justice to what you mean to me. Let me be specific about your face, because there's something there that mesmerizes me in ways I can't fully put into words. It's the composition of your features, your eyes, your smile, the way your cheeks lift when you laugh. These details might seem small, but when brought together, they form this radiant whole that manages to disarm me every single time. Sometimes I try to explain to people what it is about your face that stops me in my tracks, and I find myself stumbling over my own words because it's so difficult to encapsulate that level of beauty into simple language. And yet, I try. I try because I feel like it would be a disservice not to. The truth is, the way you look is something I can't help but highlight. It's not a superficial fascination, either. It's deeper than that. When I see you, there's a flutter in my chest, a kind of pulse that reminds me how lucky I am. That feeling compels me to share, because it feels like if I kept it all inside, I'd be storing away something incredibly precious that deserves to be out in the open. And each time I'm asked about you, I never hold back. I tell the absolute truth. I think you're stunning, that there's a glow about you that feels almost otherworldly. And let me emphasize, the words I use are as honest as they come. I'm not looking to inflate your ego or put you on a pedestal for no reason. If I didn't genuinely feel this way, I wouldn't say it. But I do. There's something so pure about wanting to let the world know how much I admire you. It's like a switch, as if my heart and mind join forces to paint a picture of you with my words, to show everyone exactly what I see. Because to me, you're not just attractive. You're like an embodiment of art that has come to life. It's funny how people react when I start describing you. Their eyes get a certain sparkle, and they lean forward a bit. I suppose they can sense the intensity of my admiration. You know how sometimes, when you're really passionate about a topic, you capture everyone's attention in the room? That's what happens when I talk about you. I see it in the way they respond, the curiosity, the fascination. It's almost as if they can visualize this extraordinary presence just by listening to the depth of my feelings and the descriptions I use. I tell them you have the aura of an angel, that your very presence lights up any room you enter, and I mean it wholeheartedly. I often find myself struggling to find the right analogy because, frankly, comparing you to anything typical, like a shining star or a blooming flower, feels inadequate. Those are lovely comparisons, yes, but they don't quite capture the essence of the soft power you hold. The way you're able to calm chaos just by being there, or how your smile can make a dark day feel a little brighter. And I know I'm not the only one who notices this. People pick up on it. They might not be able to name it, but they sense there's something different about you. When I try to relay this perception to friends or family, I often see a bit of envy or astonishment flicker across their faces. It's like they can't quite believe that someone like you is real, that there is such a comforting yet electrifying presence in a single person. They listen rapt, and I can almost feel the questions forming in their heads. Is it possible someone so special really exists? And I get it. It does sound too good to be true when I describe the perfection of your face, the warmth of your spirit, and the way you conduct yourself with so much grace. But as I continue to talk about you, something else happens. The conversation shifts from mere fascination to genuine inspiration. People start wondering if they can bring a bit more light into their own lives, if they can learn to see the beauty in themselves or others more openly. They begin to think, if a person like you can exist, then maybe there's more wonder in the world than they initially believed. It's a beautiful thing to witness, that ripple effect of positivity just by sharing the truth of how I perceive you. Let me tell you how it makes me feel, standing there, describing you in such detail. I feel proud of you, of course, but also proud of my own honesty. It's like each time I speak from the heart, I reclaim a piece of my authenticity. I feel more grounded and more connected to who I really am. And that's the amazing part. You're not just a person I admire from afar. You're someone who, by simply existing, helps me be a better, more genuine version of myself. That, I believe, is the sign of a truly remarkable individual. Over time, I've noticed that as I share more about you, people's reactions have grown more profound. It's no longer just about your beauty in the physical sense. It's also about the qualities that can't be seen at first glance, your kindness, your empathy, the compassion that radiates from your eyes when someone is in need. I tell them how you manage to make everyone around you feel seen and heard, how you carry yourself with a gentle confidence that's inspiring rather than intimidating. I talk about your sense of humor, the way you can break tension in a room with a single witty comment, and how your laughter is so infectious it could bridge divides between strangers. It's all these nuances that make you more than just a gorgeous face. It's the glow in your eyes when you're fascinated by something, the softness in your voice when you're comforting a friend, or the spark of joy when you talk about something you love. All of it matters, and all of it is worth sharing. And I do, freely, openly, and with all the honesty I can muster. And believe me, the effect on people is startling. They almost can't believe that I'm this unabashed about my admiration. But why wouldn't I be? You deserve to be celebrated for the singular light you bring to this world. Then there's the question of people's reactions, what they say to me after hearing such a heartfelt tribute to you. Some of them are completely taken aback. They look at me with wide eyes, almost as if they're thinking, wow, I wish someone would talk about me like that. Others are moved to tears, not just because of the beauty I'm describing, but because it reminds them of what it's like to truly cherish another person. A few might even question if I'm exaggerating, but I quickly clarify that no, I'm not. Every single word I utter about you is grounded in the sincerest parts of my heart. Sometimes they'll say, "You're so lucky to have someone like that in your life." And my response is always the same. Yes, I absolutely am. And that's the core of it, this incredible gratitude I feel just knowing you exist. It's a privilege to share space with you, to look into your eyes, to watch you navigate life with such elegance. And in sharing my awe with others, I'm reminded of just how fortunate I am. It creates a beautiful loop of gratitude, admiration, and deeper connection, both with you and with the people who hear about you. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's discuss what the cards say about your finances because I know that's another part of your life that matters deeply to you. According to the guidance I'm seeing, you have a real knack for resource management. That's an ability that served you well in the past, helping you navigate uncertain waters and establish a sense of security. Yet, there might be this underlying feeling of unease or a lack of direction recently. Maybe it's just a nagging doubt that your financial path could be more aligned with your true purpose. Outwardly, you project confidence and capability, which is wonderful. It shows you have the strength and determination to handle challenges that come your way. But inside, there might be a small voice questioning whether your resources, be they time, money, or energy, are being invested in the right places. If that resonates with you, now is a perfect time to step back and reassess. This doesn't have to be a dramatic overhaul. Rather, think of it as an opportunity to fine tune your approach. Ask yourself, are your financial decisions truly reflecting who you are at your core? Are you spending in ways that honor your dreams and values? If there's a mismatch, it might be time to reevaluate. This could mean cutting back on expenditures that don't bring you closer to your goals or thinking about investments that speak to your future, whether that's professional development, new skills, or even philanthropic pursuits that feed your soul. Another aspect to consider is how you share your resources with others. Generosity can be a powerful force for good when done with clear intent. It could mean supporting causes you believe in or helping those around you who could benefit from your expertise or kindness. These acts of sharing don't just support others, they enrich your life as well, creating a sense of purpose and alignment. Ultimately, the financial path ahead of you involves more than just accumulating wealth. It's about creating a life that feels balanced and resonant with who you are. It's about forging a foundation that's both stable and personally fulfilling. And given your natural sense of care and attention to detail, I have no doubt you'll find the path that integrates your material goals with your deeper sense of self. So there it is, babe, the raw, beautiful truth about you, about how you captivate me and everyone who gets a glimpse of the picture I paint of you, and some insight into your finances straight from the cards. Remember, you have a gift for managing your resources, and all it takes is a little reflection to ensure you're channeling them in the right direction. Don't ever doubt how remarkable you are, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You're a miracle in motion, and I feel honored every single day that I get to know you, talk about you, and share my admiration with anyone who will listen. Keep shining your light, and never forget the power of aligning everything in your life, from your finances to your relationships, to the honest, beautiful person you are at heart. Thank you for giving me these few minutes to reveal everything on my mind. I hope you feel the depth of my honesty and the warmth of my admiration. You mean more to me than words can ever fully capture, but I'll never stop trying to express it because you deserve to know just how incredibly special you are.